Hello world, YouTube, Twitter, X, Facebook, wherever you might see this video. I hope you are okay, I sincerely do. So in all this madness going on, I follow several channels, including for quite a long while now, one of my favorite Romanians living abroad in America, Emil Kosman, and he asked the question here, is Russia afraid of Poland, that they don't mention Poland for those drones flying over the Baltic States towards the north of Russia? Well, the short answer is no, they are not afraid of Poland, but they know that those drones were launched. By now, the Russians woke up to the fact that those drones were launched not in the Ukraine, but in fact in those Baltic Chihuahua states themselves. That's the only logic explanation. Otherwise, Russia would have sent a stern warning also to Poland. Guaranteed. And given the fact that Poland had previously, in the past, some encounter with Ukrainian drones, remember, when they first claimed those were Russian drones, and then shamefully it turned out it was Ukrainian material, just like those missiles. I think that Poland doesn't like it when the Ukraine uses Polish airspace. Therefore, I think that's the most likely Occam's razor, right? The most likely explanation. Those drones are launched from those Chihuahua Baltic states, Estonia and Latvia and Lithuania, and perhaps even Finland, although I don't think this. I think that, there might be elements in... Hello, you also want some attention? There might be some elements in Finland who would be crazy enough to do this as well, but most likely they were just launched from those Baltic states. And I think the Russians are trying to be very diplomatic here, and trying to keep a peace with NATO by not revealing directly that these drones have been launched from the Baltic states. But it's my guess, pretty soon they will. Right, boys? Pretty soon they will start to tell us where these drones came from, or they don't, and they will just strike wherever these came from. In my opinion, it would be totally justified if those Russians strike back at NATO countries for allowing either that those drones fly over NATO countries. After all, why would you wait until they finally hit Russian airspace or Russian soil? If you see them coming, then stop them right where they are, where you see them. That would be my solution, and that will be pretty soon also the solution of the Russians. So this dangerous game, Mark Rutte, with his "our war" rhetoric. It's not our war, Mark, it's your war. And like I keep warning, once it becomes also our war, meaning my war and other people's, then yes, Mark, you personally gonna find out, personally, hear very well what I'm saying, in person, going to find out what it is to be at war. It's a promise I made 4 years ago. And I'm always a man of my promises. Always, Mark. So let's pray we will not get to that point. But once Mark gets his wish that Russia starts to hit those targets above NATO airspace, in NATO airspace, then what? You're gonna cry murder for self-inflicted? You will mobilize yourself, you out there will mobilize yourself, yay, we're finally gonna fight the Russians. Then fuck off immediately, right now, to the front line in the Ukraine, where they are deporting now all these Ukrainians that stay with us, right? I can't say I am very sad about that. On the other hand, yes, I feel for those people. But on the other hand, you know, on the other side of the equation, I don't feel for those people at all. Fuck off back to Kiev. You were only benefiting on our backs here in the West. You didn't go out and protest against Kiev. I didn't see day after day, weeks after weeks, months after months, years after years now, Ukrainian protests in Western European streets against the Kiev regime, which means you most likely agree with him, or you just don't give a shit and you feel cozy and comfortable here in the West. Well, that ends now, and I'm very happy about that. I'm really very happy about that. I think we should all deport you back to Zelensky. Serious. Including women and children, because those little kids, they will grow up also this, Slava Ukraine, Bandera, ta-ta-ta-ta. Like these fine Hitlerjugend camps, Bandera camps in the Ukraine have taught them. Or how these mamas from Azov guys, or the other elements, despicable elements in the Ukraine, and their husbands taught their children to be. Did you ever see those little children with knives and singing how they would kill Muscovites? Well, those kids are in the West. They fled away with mommy to the West. I said this in many other videos, and that will be a future danger to all of us. So better to root out that stem of evil before it can grow. And I don't mean to hurt those children, but just send them back. Send them back. Go and grow up to be Zelensky's future army. Harsh words, right? Harsh words, I know. But hey, better than the rest of us who are not Ukrainians have to deal with all this shit. Why? Why should I give a fuck about a country who destroyed itself, self-inflicted, and pay for it like we do now? Why? Why should I care? I cared about those kids, but I cared mostly about the kids in the east, in the Donbass, Lugansk. Poroshenko's famous word. Their children will be hiding in basements while yours will be going to school. Well, they ring in my ears even as a Western European. Yeah. And that told me everything I need to know about the Ukraine and its Kiev regime. I wish you a nice day and keep waving that blue-yellow flag in Western Europe while you are destroying yourself. And pretty soon, you won't be able even to have that cold shower that Alena Baerbock told you to take for the Ukraine. Have a nice day.